everybody, Joe from Britical Saiyans here. I'm back with deck profiles, because we're back in full swing. And to start with, I've got Whis. I had a voice crack as I said his name. I'm starting with Whis. There we go. I'd like to not voice crack when I say that. Sound like a Sonic character in the middle of action. We'll recover. So, to start with, Whis has two autos. The first being when it attacks, you draw a card, which is always nice. And he's got, so the autos stay the same on both sides. I will just say that now. So, once per turn, if it's your opponent's turn, when a yellow skills battle card with 15k power is placed in your drop area from your combo area, you may play it from the drop. So, it's the main focal point of the deck. But basically, when you combo with said Goku or Vegeta, they come into play instead of just going to drop. Oh, they go drop, but then they just snack and play. So, and then his awakening is if your life is at 4 or less, or you have a yellow Unison with a specified cost of 2 in play, you do a 1-1, and then you go down to 6 life if you've done it for the Unison. And then on this other side, like I said, also stay the same, draw a card, play the skills when you combo it in your opponent's turn. But he now gets the active main of once per turn, you pay 1 yellow, you then choose 1 yellow Sungoku or Vegeta with range cost of 2 in your battle area and place it near his drop area. So again, one of your skillless. So, like I said, Goku or the Vegeta. You choose up to 1 yellow battle card from your deck or hand with an energy cost of 3 and an EX Evolve skill and the same character name as the card you placed in the drop area with the skill. Play it, shuffle your deck if you look through it. So, you can get rid of said Goku or Vegeta to play one of these two. And that's basically how the Whis skill this works. Is that you combo them, play them, send them off, get the bigger ones. So to start with, we have our Unisons, and I've gone for 2 copies of Sungoku and Vegeta Jr. Saiyan Saiyans. So this is just good if you're making any skills deck, because you've got active main +1. Choose this card on all of your skills battle cards and you gain 5k power. You can -1 to play up to 2 skills battle cards and energy cost of 1 from your deck or drop area and shuffle your deck if you look through it. Doesn't apply to this one. And then it's also got -2 active main, shuffle 2 skills battle cards from your drop area into your deck to draw 2 cards. So, like I said, any skills deck you want this. I just run the 2 because it's my backup Unison. My main Unison is, and it's at 4, Valdos. So this basically came out to go with Whis, but that's how they're working in a lot of Unisons these days. So Valdos has the auto skill of when your opponent attacks, you may choose one yellow skills battle card in your hand or drop area and combo with it. If you do, negate the skill for the turn. So it can be when Valdos attacks your leader, well, when your opponent attacks your leader or attacks Valdos, which most of the time I like to activate it when they're attacking into Valdos because it gives me a defensive combo when I wouldn't normally. And then through Whis' ability you can play out the card you combo with if you see it at the right time. And she's got a +1 active main. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards or Unison cards and switch it to rest mode. And then she also has -4 active main. You play up to 2 skills battle cards with 15k power from your deck or drop area, then shuffle your deck if you look through it. So if you're struggling to see your skill list, you can -4 to play 2 of them out to help you get back on your feet. Next I've got XCars, which is a very small pile because we've got 1 flying Nimbus, because every Yoda deck needs a Nimbus in any sort of numbers, because negate, drop a yellow, stop other attacks for a turn. Well, only make sure your opponent can only attack with one more battle card, but Unison and leaders are still a thing. And then we've got 3 copies of Spatial Transmission. So this is a counter attack. If your leader is a Whis card, negate the attack. You may choose one card in your hand and discard it. If you do, play up to 1 yellow skills battle card with an edge cost of 2 and 15k power from your drop area in rest mode. So it's another way to get your skills out of the drop and into play. You can literally just discard the skills to play it out. That's what I like to do. Because then it's just like discard this, play it, and you've not really minused yourself. So hence fact we run the 3 copies as well. Going into the battle cards now. We'll start with our 1-drops. So we have 3 copies of Bulma sending out an SOS. So it's got no combo power, and I'll explain why. It's also just got 1k. So its auto is, if your leader is Whis and it's your opponent's turn, when this card is used in a combo, combo with up to 1 yellow skills battle card with an edge cost of 2 and 15k power from your deck, and then shuffle your deck. So it's a way of fishing out your skillless and getting them into play if you haven't got any in your hand, or you can play from drop area using Valdos. Plus, I only run the 3 because it's handy, but it's not hugely necessary. Chances are you're going to see the skillless, so Bulma's just there as like an emergency play. So
also charge fodder.
Yeah, well, it's fodder otherwise, but it's your emergency play for your skillless. Next, we have 4 copies of Son Gohan Stalling for Time. So he has 2 auto abilities. The first being auto add 1 card from your life to your hand. When this card attacks, it gains 11k for a turn, so it just becomes 15k. And then if your leader is yellow, when you deal damage to your opponent by attacking with this card, you look at up to 7 cards from the top of your deck, play up to 1 yellow skills battle card, an edge cost of 2 and 15k power among them in rest mode, and then shuffle your deck. So it's just a way of self-awakening and playing the skills out, but it is relying on him dealing the damage, so your opponent might try and stop it, just to stop you from playing a free card. And then finally, our most important 1-drop, we have 4 copies of Whis, A Helping Hand.
If it can live.
If it can live, yeah. It's very handy if your opponent doesn't kill it off. Because its first auto is, when this card is played, you look up 5 cards from the top of your deck, up to 1 yellow skills battle card or 1 yellow unison card with a specified cost of 2 from among your hand, then shuffle your deck. So you either search one of the skills Goku or Vegetas, or you search Valdos. And then the secondary auto is, when you use the skill yellow skills battle card in the combo, you draw 1, but then that auto gets negated for the rest of the... Well, you can't activate any other copies of that auto for the turn. So, but it's just a nice way to replenish your hand when you've used one of your skills in a combo. Hence fact is very useful. And I've not been able to get second auto off, because it's very useful. And someone keeps killing it, but hey.
Only in that matchup.
So, now going into the 2-drops which make up the bulk of the deck. We'll start with our super combos. So we've got 2 Divine Cry Beerus and 2 Elegant Assistant Healers. Just because Sparking, in case you do the Early Awakening skill, and Sparking's not that difficult to build up. And then this, just because our leader is a god, so we can basically place 1 to the bottom to draw 2. No, hand and drop, so discard to draw 2, but it is essentially like the new super combos, but a lot older. But yeah, very handy.
So just use the new ones.
Near enough. The difference is like that discards it, the other one puts to the bottom of the deck. But discarding it's not a bad thing in this deck, because it can always be a skill you call out for another effect. Next, we've got 3 copies of Krillin making a comeback. So it's a 10k with blocker, and its auto is if your leader is yellow, yeah. When one of your skills battle cards with an energy cost of 2 is removed from your battle by an opponent's skill or KO'd, you can play it from your hand, but then you can't play another copy for the turn. But it does mean that if your opponent manages to use an effect to get rid of your skill list, you have a free blocker. Hence fact it's also free because it's good, but it's not hugely necessary. It's just a nice little commodity you can run. But there have been plenty of versions I've seen where Krillin's not even a part of it, because I don't have the promo. I'm just going to say that now, I don't have the Vegeta promo. That's because I don't know whether or not I want to splash out in this deck, so for now I'm not. Which I think is a fair judgment.
So to put it simply, you have it, just replace it with the Krillins.
Pretty much. If you have it, run it. You won't really need Krillin.
I know what I meant. Replace the Krillins with it. Obviously, yeah.
Yeah. So the main part of the deck, we've got the 4 skills Gokus and the 4 skills Vegetas. They are specified. They are cost 2 and they are 15k. They are what all your effects are spamming out near enough. So, and you have to run 4. There's no less really. I do, however, in my variation, also run 2 each of these ones. They have 20k, as you can see. Unfortunately, there isn't any other Gokus and Vegetas with 15k. That's a yellow skillless. But I run these because there's a lot of effects that, well, the EX evolves have to target a Goku and Vegeta of cost 2. And there are ways to just play a skillless battle card with no specified power. Well, Krillin can come out when these ones dies as well. Just going through to make sure I found everything. Whis can search them. And there might be cards that I have yet to cover that can play them out. That's probably where I'm looking. Yes, it is. Yeah, and the Gokus and Vegetas, they play a skillless. So the Goku plays skillless Vegeta and the Vegeta plays skillless Goku of cost 2. Hence, these can come to play. But like I said, they're also just there to be targeted for other skills. And you can make the deck about them, it's just something I've chosen to do in my own personal build. So, just to help the deck function a little better.
That didn't sound good.
It didn't sound good, but it's actually alright.
Oh, okay.
I think I just flicked the top of them, is all. So finally, going into our 3 drops, we have 4 copies of Beerus in Awe of the Golden Emperor, arguably. So, it's 3 drop, 15k, it's got an auto of you pay 1 yellow. If your leader is a Whis card and it's your turn, when this card is used in a combo, choose up to 2 of your yellow skills battle cards with 15k power, switch them to active mode, and they gain 5k for the turn, but you can't activate another copy of this card's auto. But it does mean you can go with swing with 2 15s, combo this, pay 1, restand them, and then swing with 2 20s. So it gives you a nice bit of aggression. Hence it's for Beerus because you want to see this guy, and you can also just use it as fodder because you can only activate one per turn. But it is worth it. So gets the most out of your cards. Okay. So next we've got 3 copies of Sungoku, a Deity's Disciple. It's got 30k in crit, EX evolved by paying 1 yellow, you draw a card and place it on top of a Sungoku with an energy cost of 2, which, as we know, I have this guy and the main one for the deck. And he's got 2 autos, so the first being when this card attacks, choose one of your opponent's back cards in rest mode and KO it. So just a bit of generic yellow. And then when this card is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill, you play up to one Vegeta with an energy cost of 2 from your deck or drop air, then you shuffle your deck if you look for it. So again, you can get either of these guys in my build, or most builds it's just that, and I think the promo as well. I can't remember. I think the promo's a 2 cost. And then finally, we also have 3 copies of Vegeta Deity's Disciple. So he's got double strike and 20k. Again, EX evolved by paying yellow, drawing a card and placing it on a Vegeta. His first auto is different from Goku's in that when your opponent activates a counter skill during the battle in which this card, during a battle with this card, you can switch this to active mode. If you do, negate this card's skills for the turn. Kind of sucks because that would negate the double strike, but you get swing with a 20k beat stick. And then if he's removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill, you can play a 2-drop Goku from deck or drop area. So, nice bit of synchronicity in the deck. And there you are, guys. That is my Whis deck profile. Thank you all for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. As always, we'll see you next time. Bye.